One of the great biblical mysteries is the true location of the Ark of the Covenant in King Solomon's temple, built nearly 3,000 years ago in Jerusalem. The Ark itself, a sacred wooden chest said to hold the stone tablets of the Ten Commandments, has long disappeared. But now an archaeological architect claims that traces of its original resting place can still be found on Jerusalem's Temple Mount, within the Dome of the Rock, a revered Muslim shrine. What secrets lie beneath its massive gleaming gold dome? And why has control over this site remained so fiercely contested? Join us in today's video as we explore these ancient mysteries and the quest for the Ark's hidden history. One of the most striking symbols of the Middle East is the Dome of the Rock, its golden top glowing against the Jerusalem skyline. Perched on the Haram al-Sharif, the highest point in Old Jerusalem, this structure has watched over the city since the late 7th century. Built by the Umayyad Caliph Abd al-Malik, the Dome of the Rock is not a mosque, as many assume, but its true purpose is still debated by historians. Emerging in the wake of fierce conflicts over religion and empire, it was one of the very first Islamic architectural masterpieces, completed between 685 and 692, and intended to serve as a spiritual anchor for Abd al-Malik's supporters during a time of civil war. At that time, Abd al-Malik did not have control over the Kaaba in Mecca, the holiest site in Islam. Instead, he commissioned this monumental structure on the Haram al-Sharif, the sacred platform now home to the dome in the Al-Aqsa Mosque. For Christians, Jews, and Muslims alike, this site is sacred. It is the Temple Mount, once home to the Jewish Second Temple, which the Roman Emperor Titus destroyed in 70 CE. A Roman temple later rose on the ruins, but in late antiquity, the site was left empty, waiting for a new purpose. At the heart of the dome lies a massive rock. This stone is thought by many to mark the place where Abraham prepared to sacrifice his son, Ismail, according to Islamic tradition, and Isaac in Jewish and Christian belief. Muslims also believe that the rock symbolizes Prophet Muhammad's miraculous night journey, the Isra and Miraj. The dome's architectural design honors this rock and its sacredness. Two circular aisles surround it, leading up to an octagonal outer wall. Inside, 4 sturdy piers and 12 columns hold up a massive rounded drum, which in turn supports the 2-layered dome, more than 20 meters across. Marble lines the lower parts of the walls, while above, intricate mosaics gleam in the light filtering through the grilled windows. In this golden glow, vibrant mosaics seem to come alive, jewels of color set against lush plant motifs. Symbols like Byzantine crowns and Sasanian winged crowns hint at the empires that once surrounded this Islamic center. The Byzantine Empire to the north and west, and the Persian Sasanian Empire to the east. However, could the legendary Ark of the Covenant be hidden beneath the Dome of the Rock? Many people believe the Ark is lost forever, an ancient relic that slipped into myth long ago. But others think it isn't really lost at all. Rather, it's hidden, guarded from those who seek it. Some even suggest it may still be found if one knows where to look. To trace the Ark's possible whereabouts, we first look at where it isn't. Many say it was destroyed when the Babylonians invaded Jerusalem in 586 BC. This belief is rooted in ancient texts, such as the 1st century Apocalypse of Ezra and various Talmudic writings. But a closer examination of history challenges this. The prophet Jeremiah, who lived during King Josiah's reign, mentions that the Ark was removed well before the Babylonian conquest. The Babylonians themselves didn't include the Ark among the treasures taken from the temple, according to their own records. 2 Kings 25:13-17. If the Babylonians didn't seize the Ark, what happened to it? By the time the Second Temple was built, its absence was well known. The prophet Ezekiel's vision of the restored temple makes no mention of the Ark. Authorities of the time agreed that no Ark was present in the Second Temple. Even centuries later, the books of Maccabees, written during the 2nd century BC, suggest that the return of God's favor hinged on the Ark's revelation. Yet the Ark was never replaced, nor was a replica constructed. So what's left in this search for the Ark of the Covenant? What stands out most is the Bible's silence. How could such a central object vanish without a trace? The lack of explanation hints at something deliberate. Perhaps Judah's leaders and temple priests hid it intentionally. If the Ark had been truly lost, surely someone would have chronicled its disappearance. But instead, the Bible ends with a final, almost cryptic message in the book of Chronicles. There it mentions the Ark in the temple, urging the people to journey to Jerusalem and rebuild the temple itself. 2 Chronicles 35:3, 36 to 23. This might be the last clue, a message to future generations, a reminder of a sacred duty to seek out the Ark, the heart of the temple. And if the Ark is hidden in the place Josiah's people secured it all those centuries ago, the question remains, where could it be? When King David prepared the site for Israel's temple, he reshaped the mountaintop, creating a vast flat platform supported by intricate chambers, tunnels, and cisterns beneath. Think of it almost like the hidden rooms within the Great Pyramids, a place fortified and filled with secret spaces. David had a reason. This temple was to be Israel's greatest structure, the keeper of sacred scriptures, genealogies, and, above all, the nation's most sacred relic, the Ark of the Covenant. To protect these treasures, the mount needed hidden vaults and defenses, a system designed to shield Israel's holiest artifacts from any threat. Over 2,000 years since the temple's destruction in AD 70, the mount has seen neglect, desecration, disputes, and rebuilding, but it's never been excavated. When the Byzantines controlled Jerusalem, they turned the mount into a garbage dump after a Jewish-Persian attack on the city in 614. Later, Caliph Abd al-Malik constructed the Dome of the Rock on the same spot, the shrine that still stands today. Yet even as rulers changed and history churned, the ancient tunnels remained sealed. It's possible that King Josiah's priests secured the Ark deep within these tunnels, safe from Babylonian forces. Even the Bible offers a clue. According to the books of Kings, the Ark's poles remain in the holy place to this day. Since these texts were written after Babylon's invasion, and since the poles would never be removed from the Ark, we're left to conclude that the Ark remained in the holy place, out of sight even during the Babylonian siege. How could it have survived undetected? According to the Hebrew view of sacred space, holiness extends both vertically and horizontally from the temple, up into the heavens above and down into the earth below. The area beneath the Holy of Holies is considered just as sacred as the space within the temple itself. This respect for sacred space is why modern Israel restricts air traffic above the Temple Mount. And so, the quiet presence of the Ark's poles may signal that, to this day, the Ark of the Covenant remains hidden, buried deep below the Holy of Holies on the Temple Mount. Now, in ancient rabbinic texts, the Ark of the Covenant is said to have rested on a great, flat rock at the peak of Mount Moriah, known as the foundation stone. This stone formed the floor of the temple's most sacred space, the Holy of Holies. Today, that very rock is covered by the Dome of the Rock, an Islamic shrine in Jerusalem. When the Ark was housed here, its poles supposedly pressed into the sanctuary curtain, a constant reminder to the priests of its powerful, hidden presence. Yet the Ark's rediscovery isn't just a matter of archaeology. It's bound up in a complex web of Middle Eastern politics. During the Six-Day War in 1967, Israel captured all of Jerusalem, including the Temple Mount. But just 10 days later, Defense Minister Moshe Dayan returned control of the Mount to Jordan's Islamic authorities to foster peace, keeping only the Western Wall under Israeli jurisdiction. While this move secured Israeli gains, it's been a source of tension with religious Jews ever since. Today, Jordan, along with the Palestinian Authority and other Muslim entities, manage the Mount through the Jerusalem Islamic Waqf. They strictly forbid any excavation on the site, and any attempt to challenge their authority meets immediate backlash. So whether the Ark will ever be seen again remains uncertain, its fate wrapped in the struggles and alliances of the modern world. Let us know what you think of the Ark of the Covenant in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more mind-blowing content.